Hello everyone, we're the Parsons. Tyler, Missy, Hagen, Charlotte, and our newest addition, Bella. And we're starting a YouTube channel. Cue the music. So we're from Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, and our plan is to tour around different campsites and campgrounds in our area and just kind of give you guys a review of what the campgrounds are like and how friendly they are with children, if there's any activities nearby, fishing, hiking, biking, boating. So we upgraded this winter to a fifth wheel camper, and we'd like to do a review of it right now. Alright guys, so this winter we went out and we did a lot of research whether we wanted to go with a bumper pull or upgrade to a fifth wheel. We decided the fifth wheel was the best way to get the layout that we wanted but not be pulling a super long camper like 40 feet bumper pull. So we'll do a tour. Behind us we have the Jayco 29.5 BHDS, and we'd like to show you how we set it up, some things that we modified. Okay. So I'm going to do a tour around the outside and show you kind of how we set our camper up. We've had it out one time, so we got a pretty good idea of how we want to arrange things. So we'll just start right here. Obviously, this is kind of just a camper review. Haven't seen anyone actually that purchased the camper do a video, so we'll just show you a walkthrough. This is one of two bins for propane. You could actually go one size larger on the bottles if you wanted. Here you got a great pass-through storage area. So basically when we get to the campsite, this is everything we need to get started setting up. We have our outside carpet, our garbage can, we got our canopy. Other than that, this is where we store the outside shelf that they give you for the 22-inch Blackstone griddle that comes with the camper. You got your canopy. We keep our cast iron out here, kind of covered up, but it's real nice. It's rugged, hard plastic in there, so it'll take a beating. We got just a tote where we keep, oven mitts or anything we need that we don't use every day. We just kind of keep in that one area. It's got the motion activated light, tire pressure gauge. You do have an outlet right here, and a TV receptacle if you we're so inclined to put one there. So from there we're going to go over, we got these outdoor speakers, one on each side of the steps. I like that they're low. Any speakers that are normally high project out over and your neighbors can hear everything you're doing, so I like that these are low. We got a little light here, turn it on and you can see to go up the steps in the night. So these are the step above steps. They're really light, they're aluminum, they are super easy to work, they're really stable when they're down. We love them. One thing that we did learn when we were camping last weekend, we were packing up and it was raining. You got to be careful if there's any mud or water on these. When you fold them up, it's going to end up on your floor. So either clean them off or put a couple towels down on the inside. But yeah, we like those quite a bit. They're really stable. So we have, I think this is a 19-foot awning on this one. You got enough room on either side, really. We put our picnic table over there, so it works out really well. Alright, so after that, we're going to come over here, and you have your outdoor kitchen area. Your outdoor kitchen area has two different bays. One is for your outside refrigerator, and the other one is for your outside sink. And if you wanted to mount a TV, and that's where your Blackstone hooks up, and you got the quick connect underneath to the gas. Alright, so this is the outside refrigerator. We've got nice shelves here where you can keep some water or some soda. We keep our backpack cooler in there, so you can store some supplies there. One thing I will say about this fridge, we found the first time, you're going to need some tension rod holders here. Put it in there so your stuff, this does not take much for this door to open. Obviously when we were traveling, this door was shut, this door had come open, And when we opened the door, all of our stuff fell out. You don't want that. When you get camping, you don't want to be dealing with that. So tension rod for your outside fridge. So I'm now moving over here to our outside kitchen, if you will, extended. I like this setup so far. It has a lip here to keep water from going down in behind the hinges. And then when it opens, it still keeps a little bit of a downward angle, so it drips out away from the camper. All right, so this is the outside kitchen area. It's got a working sink and 2 drawers. It's galvanized, so it's going to be super resilient to be in an outside area. We keep the Blackstone out here. We haven't had any issues. This has a latch on each side and one on the bottom, so this thing doesn't really slide at all. But even if, the door's really secure, so we're not worried about it like pushing out against the door. Ours did not come with the cooktop here, which I like, so that we have all our outside utensils in this area. So what ours came with, they gave us the Blackstone, and then we have a attachment. It's a shelf that comes out to about right here, and then it's got a tube that goes in right here, so it's out away from the camper. I like that. I like the fact that you can take the Bluestone or the Blackstone, then you can get your extension from your quick connect, and you can put it on a picnic table if you want. So I like that option as a Blackstone as opposed to having your cooktop there. And then on the other side, we just have our s'more or our seasonings, paper towels. Like I said, it's been pouring all week. These have been outside and they're not even moist. So this area is really secure. Really like it as an outside kitchen. Probably someday put a television out here, but yep, really happy with this. All right, so that brings us to the back of the camper. So it does come with a hitch, rated for 3,000 pounds. It's actually, you could tow another vehicle if you're state allowed. So we decided to put the bike rack on the back of ours. One thing I will point out, this backside of the camper, going down the highway, any bump you hit is going to be really amplified back here. We've known some people that have used the bike rack on their camper, used up all 4 slots, and had the handlebars end up rubbing up against their camper, and you do have a potential of smashing out this window in this model. So we elected to leave the back spot empty, closest to the camper, and even took Charlotte's bike and took the handlebars off. So we have 2 feet in between where, you know, this thing is never gonna jump into that camper. You do have a storage here that you can't get to really easily with the bike rack, but it is a pass-through to that spot over there. So we'll go ahead and go over there next. So this brings us to what everyone refers to as the working side of the camper. I love this storage. We did not lose any storage with the bunkhouse. We got awesome storage underneath and even got the big outside kitchen area. So big shout out to Jayco for doing it right there. So this is linoleum underneath, just like the rest of the camper. We went ahead and put a carpet under there. This is where we keep anything that's generally clean, like our chairs, our outside table. If we have any games, that's where we'll store this. It's great big. It's like 61 inches deep and 31 inches wide. And it's pretty tall. It goes up just slightly. So that's super cool. Love that spot. Alright, so that brings us over here where all the action is. You got your septic hookup. This is the septic hose holder that we made. So it's got springs on it. You got a tray. You can hold 2 of your septic hoses. So we'll post a link down below on how we installed that and the parts that we used. It costs about 90 bucks to make, but it's real handy. The camper didn't come with a good spot to store them outside, so super happy with that upgrade. You got your 50 amp hookup. You have your water heater here. This is gas or electric. Super convenient. If you're at a campground where you're paying for electric, you can use their electric to keep your water warm instead of using propane. Your wet bay, super easy. You can switch anything. Like we have this hooked up. We cut a hose down. We were filling our water tank up with some buckets the other day. We were at a dry camping area. So you can suck that into your tank. It works out really well. The normal things that most people have, On this side we have adapters, water filters, water regulator. We have our surge protector. We have a 0G hose. That's going to be the best hose you'll ever buy for camping. You'll have your battery disconnect, and this is how you control your auto level, or you can use your phone. And this is where I mounted the Level Mate Pro. Just have it up there on a piece of Velcro. I like this. It only goes up so far, so you can't ever mess it up with your slide out. Super handy there. Those are slam latches. So this will bring you over to your other propane bottle. Super easy. This is how you'd switch it over. You know, obviously pretty self-explanatory there. This is our second slide out. This is the wardrobe slide out. We are so happy we went with this. And then we'll take you to the front of the camper. Alright, so the front of the camper, super sleek looking. It's got a great hood on it. Got some running lights and some LED lights. So we went with the turning point pin box. You can either use this as a stationary, or you can put the wedge in it and use it to rotate up here. So we like the fact that your pivot point is way back here. If we have any bikes in the bed of our truck, we don't have to worry about things shifting in there. Anything, once we're hooked up, is going to remain in place here and rotate up here. That also makes it so you don't hit your cab corners on a short bed. So now we're underneath the deck, and we'd like to show you kind of how we use this area. So this shelf up here, this is where we put our leveling blocks, our Anderson leveling blocks. Another thing that we've kind of used, depending on the campground you're going to, and if you're crossing state borders or whatever, we like to use this area. We put an old blanket in there, and we put firewood in here. So it holds quite a bit. Right now it's empty. Just like that, we got our wood for the weekend. So making good use of this. Normally there'd be a generator in there, but we just keep our firewood there. So we'll go inside and let Missy take you through and see some things that we've done on the inside.
So now we're going to do a tour of the inside of our new fifth wheel camper, and we're going to go through some of the things we like and some of the things that we don't like. One of the things that we do like about this camper that kind of sold us is the huge bunkhouse, and it did not, we didn't lose space on the outside with storage and with the outside kitchen. One thing this camper does lack in the kitchen is countertop space. However, we can make up with that for using the outside kitchen. So it's not really a huge deal breaker for us. We've got a lot of space. We have underneath the stove here, we have a nice big drawer that will hold our pots and pans. It's very deep. We got our Furrion oven that is actually quite spacious in there. One thing we do like in this kitchen is the cabinets are very sturdy. They're not chintzy or cheap. They are real hardwood cabinets. Moving on to the refrigerator. This is a 12-volt refrigerator, so it is much bigger than the standard camper fridge. It is not a full-size residential, but there is a ton of space in here. And with the freezer. And then we move on to our entertainment. So this space here has a ton of storage. You can pull the TV out, and these cabinets are very deep back there. They are high, however, we will show you a tip that we've come across in order to use these cabinets in just a minute. Okay, so with this camper, a lot of the cabinet space is high. One thing that we do wish Jayco would consider in the future, maybe instead of putting the TV here, move the TV up and putting these cabinets down here, just so they're more reachable and user-friendly. We elected to go with the fireplace. 2 reasons. Number 1, I just like the look of it. I think it's pretty. Number 2, it is efficient. We can run this on electric and it doesn't use up all of our propane, and it does a really good job of heating up the camper. Coming across the way, we chose to go with the recliner sofas. They are very comfortable. They pull out and you can relax, watch TV, or have your coffee in front of the fireplace. Alright, so we are going to take a look at the bunkhouse, which is a wonderful setup, and we did not lose any space on the outside with storage or with the outside kitchen. But we still got the double over double bunks, which are huge for the kids. One thing I love about this is there is this huge slider door to the bunkhouse. So at night we can shut the kids out, or in the morning if we're getting up and around and getting our coffee, we can just quietly shut that door and hopefully help keep the kids asleep a little bit longer. This bunkhouse was huge for us. We have 2 kids, Hagen, who's 9, and Charlotte, who just turned 6. And it's a nice area for them to have their own space. If they need a break from one another, or if they just need their alone time, they can come in here, and it's big enough for them to hang out. There are double over double beds, which are huge because they are not getting any smaller. This bunkhouse does have a ton of storage. We have a drawer right here, which I utilize for some of the kids' outside stuff. Their squirt guns and sidewalk chalk and any of Charlotte's little toys and trinkets. And then when we step up, we have the 2 bottom drawers, which we use for the kids' clothes. Right now we're only doing mostly weekend trips. We do have a couple week-long trips, but these drawers are deep enough to be able to fit all of their clothes in them. Hagen's is the top and Charlotte's is the bottom. One thing I have noticed watching through forums that I've been following on campers, people have complained about not having space for their dirty clothes. This camper has really fixed that issue. My plan, this is just a huge open space. You can hang clothes up. There is a railing to hang clothes up. However, I think we're going to put our laundry hamper in there for the kids' clothes. That way they're just not laying all over the camper. Now if you come up into the bunkhouse, these bunks are huge and they are comfortable. They're the teddy bear mattresses, and so far the kids have not had any complaints on them as far as being uncomfortable. I love this bunkhouse because there is even shelving under each bed, and it goes along the whole way. And what we have done, we have found these little baskets on Amazon, and they fit perfectly underneath here, and it just holds the kids' tablets, or Hagen has notebooks and pens and stuff in this one. And they fit perfectly in there. Also, we have this light here that Hagen can have on if he is not ready for bed and he wants to do some things, but it's time to quiet down. Here are the light switches for the bunkhouse. There is, this one is the on and off button for the bunkhouse, and then if you hit this one, there is a blue light down by the steps. That way if they have to go to the bathroom at night, they can safely do so. So with this bunkhouse, under on the side there is a window. They come with blackout curtains, which actually do a really good job of hiding the daylight. Our kids sleep in longer here than they do at home. But they each have their own window, and we did choose to go with the double pane windows, so more energy efficient. Okay, so you can get the table and chairs with this model. We did choose to go with the dinette. I think it's just more practical for our family. This dinette is really nice. There is no leg to get in the way. And this goes down, up and down very easily. So at night, when we're camping in early spring, late fall, We put this table down and we have a family movie night. The kids bring out their sleeping bags and it's just fun. Alright, so with this camper we have these 2 huge mirrors, which is nice, especially if you're full-timing, because it gives you another option of a place to get around in the mornings. This side does not open, this side does. This cabinet is not very deep. They put hooks in there, but you can't really fit coats in there. So what we did to utilize our cabinet space, because a lot of the cabinets are quite high, we use these command strips, and then we hook this stool in, and that fits perfectly. And then we just use these hooks here for extra keys or the dog's leash. Okay, so as soon as you walk in the door, there's always, where do we put all of our shoes? I've heard some people just putting plastic bins outside and putting their shoes in the bin. The Jayco has a cabinet as soon as you walk in the door to the left. And we had put a boot, what's that called?
Mat.
A boot mat in, and that's where we've been putting all of our shoes. They're out of the way. That way you're not tripping all over them as soon as you walk in the door. So now we're going to take you upstairs. So now we're headed up the stairs and we will check out the bathroom and the master bedroom. We're going to come up, as soon as you come up the steps, our bathroom is here to your left. And what I do like about the Jayco that they have done, instead of putting a swing door, it's now a slider door. So the 2 doors don't get hung up on each other and you're not constantly slamming them into one another. So very nice feature, Jayco. This is actually a really nice sized bathroom. Tyler is 6'2" and he has no problem with hitting his head or problems in the shower. Nice countertop space. Below it is storage. And they're nice deep cabinets. We keep our toilet paper and sunblock. And then up top here is a medicine cabinet. And we put the tension rods in there so that none of our stuff would fall out while we're traveling. Okay, Jayco made a nice touch in this bathroom by putting backlighting behind the medicine cabinet. It is nice to leave on throughout the night for the kids so that they can get up in here and go to the bathroom. And it's not too bright to where it affects the sleeping in the master bedroom. We have a porcelain toilet along with, I know this is a huge thing and I've seen people complain about it so many times, but the toilet paper holder is attached to the slider door. Perfect spot for it. And the shower is nice and big. These are slider doors. It's got a nice shower head and there is a light in there. There is a skylight in there. There's also a blue light up there if you wanted to use that for evening time. I did see someone say in past forums that I follow, these rubber things break easily, but they are very cheap to replace. We have not had any problems yet. We do have 3 hooks on the back wall there for towels if you wanted to. I don't think I choose to hang our towels there, just especially if they're too wet. I don't want to get that back wall wet. Storage is huge in the master bedroom. It starts with the wardrobe slide, and it actually is in a perfect space because this cabinet allows you to store your towels in there. We have our shower caddy in there right now with some of our soap, our shampoos. We put that in there while we travel. And then if you come around, there is another slider door into the master bedroom, which is nice, space saver. And then if you want to follow me into the master bedroom, we'll check that out. All right, this is the master bedroom. We opted to go with the king size bed. That's what we have in our residential home and that's what we're used to. Our last camper had a queen and it just was not enough space. Tyler is 6'2", so it just gives us more room to spread out. One thing that I did like about this master bedroom, there is no cabinets above your head. Our last camper had that. We hated it. We found ourselves sleeping halfway down the bed just because we felt like we were enclosed in. So I really like the streamlined look of this, and it's more comfortable to sleep under. But we did not lose any cabinet space with that. We each have our own side space here, which we will get utilized. And then we each have our own nightstand where we keep our chargers for our cell phones.
Go.
Okay, so over here on the wardrobe, this space here I always thought would be a nice space for an office area if you worked remote. You could just sit here on the bed and have your laptop. You have drawers here if you needed them for your business or your office supplies. We are not full-timers yet, hopefully one day. But we have utilized this space here. This is where Bella, our dog, sleeps. We just got her bed up here, and that's what we use that for. And lastly...
So, yep, do that, but I would mention the second AC,
okay.
yep.
Again, going back to the dirty clothes, I've seen a ton of people online asking where do you put your dirty clothes hamper or how do you take care of them. Jayco actually did a really good job. At first we were thinking about building shelves in these big closet areas, but after following a few people I realized that's a really good spot to put your hamper for dirty clothes. A definite must-have when you have a fifth wheel, we feel that the second AC in the bedroom is important. Because you are so far away from the main living area where the first one blows, it is nice to have that second one in the master bedroom. I love how you got to your hair. I don't know.
Feels weird without a beer, huh?
Okay.
So
There we go.
So that's the end of our tour. We didn't get into all the nitty-gritties. We know that the dealerships usually have a bunch of videos that get into that stuff. So we just wanted to kind of show you how we set ours up. Maybe it'll help you, you know, decide what to do with certain cabinets or areas that don't seem very practical.
And we will say that Jayco has done a fantastic job with the construction with this model. We have not found any flaws yet. We have been camping quite a few weekends in our driveway, and we took it out last weekend for the first time. We went to Ole Bull State Park. So far, so good. We have not had any problems with any defects as of yet. So great job.
Yep, they did a great job. In the dealership, we got it from Roan's RV in Williamsport. They were super pleasant to deal with, answered any questions we had, and they became friends, I think.
Yeah, my husband would call quite frequently. He became good friends with them there at Roan's RV in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
So if you're looking for someone to talk to, give them a shout. Feel free to reach out to us. If you had any questions or wanted any more information, like we said earlier, we're trying to start a channel just to kind of go over our camper, a few things that we've done, and some campground reviews. Next weekend we're headed to Petticoat Junction, so hoping to get a review of that campground. We're going with some good friends of ours. So hoping to have a good time. There's some good trails for the kids to do bike riding and some good trout fishing. So if you like our videos, please subscribe. We're going to go under the name Destination Full-Time. And that is our goal. Part-time until we can full-time. So thanks for watching.
Maybe you should mention Petticoat Junction since you're on PA.
Oh. Okay.
So you gotta do that whole
All again. Sorry. So at that point,